Hello there, we are live at the Hive for Women's Super League coverage of Tottenham against Chelsea. Now Spurs, they started the season off brightly, but they've lost their last two on the bounce. They really need to get back to winning ways if they want to stand any chance of a place in Europe next season. As for Chelsea, well, they've hit form at exactly the right time. They've won their last 5 league games on the bounce, and they are currently in the driving seat for the WSL title.
Tottenham beaten at home, failing to score.
Cuts it back, adds a fourth for Chelsea. Brighton, oh, it's got in. Chelsea are reclaiming top spot in the WSL. A mouth-watering prospect.
It is Tottenham versus Chelsea in the Barclays Women's Super League. Kickoff here at the Hive is in just over 10 minutes' time. It is Tottenham against Chelsea in the Barclays Women's Super League. Kickoff here at the Hive is in just over 10 minutes' time. It is a glorious day here in North London. I'm delighted to be joined by 3 stellar guests as well. England's most capped player, Farrah Williams, the former Everton manager, Willie Kirk, and Arsenal legend, Kelly Smith as well. We're going to talk Tottenham versus Chelsea in a moment, but first, a huge congratulations to Liverpool. They have been crowned the Championship champions. Record attendance at Prenton Park as well for their 6-1 victory over Sheffield United. We'll see more of that at half-time. But for now, though, focusing on this game, Farrah, interestingly, it feels as though Tottenham are going to have a real bearing on where this gripping title race is going. They're playing Chelsea twice this week, and there's also a North London derby to come as well.
Yeah, most definitely. Look, they're certainly in there, and they've still got, third spot to fight for. I think today will be the game that will have any sort of impact. I think when you play at Chelsea's ground, the stadium and the pitch is smooth. Likewise at Arsenal, I think the pitch today could play a part in how this game is determined, but they certainly have a part to play within the title race. But I think, Chelsea are far superior, and they'll find a way to win, and that's why they're champions, because they're very good at finding ways to win games.
Yeah, they have been doing that. And I suppose, Kelly, as an Arsenal fan, look, Arsenal, they've been in the title wilderness for a while. They look so good under Jonas. They've got that fire in their bellies. They've recruited really well, and they started this season so well, but now they're suddenly playing catch-up psychologically. What does that do to the team?
Yeah, it's not ideal. They have been started the season majority of the way throughout the whole league campaign, top of the league. Mentally, it could be tough for them now because they've got 4 games to go. It's out of their hands pretty much. If Arsenal win all their 4 games and Chelsea win all their 4 games, Chelsea are champions. So they just have to hope that Chelsea slip up today or in the next 4 games that they play. So it's out of Arsenal's hands, and it's difficult for them now.
Yeah, it is difficult. But here, Tottenham are a side who've lost their last 2 on the bounce. They're looking to bounce back because they want to be in Europe next season. They were kind of the surprise package under Rhian Skinner, who's, signed a new contract. But they have dropped off. They really need to get back to form, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I mean, at this club, they've been steadily building things from Championship into WSL and improving each year. Rhian's come in and done a fantastic job. And for a long, long time this season, everybody talked about them as that team that was going to break into the top 3. But it looks difficult now if you look at the running fixtures. But yeah, they've got a great opportunity here. It's a nice day for it. I think the pitch will suit Tottenham more than it will suit Chelsea, let's be honest. I think they'll set up in a way that will be hard to break down and try and play on the counter. And I think as Farrah says, today could be the day that Chelsea drop points if they're going to drop points.
Okay, ooh. That's a big statement, isn't it, early on, Willie? Let's hear what the managers have to say about that. We're going to hear from Rhian Skinner first. She's been speaking to Kelly Summers.
It's another tough team today. Chelsea, obviously in the title race, top at the moment. You've never beaten them in the WSL. How do you go about that today?
I think the big thing is that we focus on us. You know, the players have worked incredibly hard this year and we've got some positive results over the course of the season, and really it's about us and what we want to get out of the season and where we want to finish it as Tottenham. You know, we said that we wanted to progress and we said that we wanted to improve on last year, and we've certainly done that up until this date, and that's going to be the most important thing today.
Do you feel like your team at the moment are peaking at just the right time?
I think we know what it's like being in this position. I can say that much. I think we know how to grind results out, and by the looks of things and the quality that Rianne's got in her dressing room, I know today is going to be one of the toughest games in our calendar.
Your team unchanged from last weekend's semi-final against Arsenal. Is that team selecting itself at the moment?
I have such a tough decision every week. There are so many top quality players in our environment, and I felt with a single game week there wasn't any reason to change, but I know that, you know, we're going to need everybody if we're going to progress.
And finally, the title running. I ask you every single week.
Every week.
I know you're going to tell me you don't look at the table, but you are playing ahead of Arsenal today.
Oh, we are?
And you can put the pressure on them?
Yeah, of course, that's what my job is, but I'll only look at it at the end, like literally going into the last game. I'll be more detailed then.
Brilliant. Best of luck today, Emma.
Thanks. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Emma.
Well, Emma Hayes has got a job on her hands. She's certainly going to be looking for her star forward players. Beth England is one of them. She's scored 6 in her last 4 games in such a rich vein of form after struggles earlier on in the season and injury as well. She caught up with Kelly Summers earlier in the week.
And England!
And it's 2-0 to Chelsea.
Beth England is at the double for Chelsea once again.
Looks like on the pitch now you're back to your best. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm just happy. Obviously, I'm glad that I'm playing more minutes now, and I'm enjoying playing. I'm enjoying scoring and being alongside the girls in the team. I've tried to give my best to the team, and I'm glad that I'm now able to do more of that on the pitch.
When you weren't playing, when you were injured, what sort of role did you play within the squad then?
I think I'm quite a bubbly character, so I think I went through a bit of a down emotion where I wasn't showing my true personality as much, because obviously it was a bit of a tough time, but I still try and bring as much good energy, good music to the team and keep everyone in good spirits.
What music do you bring?
Pop, rap, stuff, so there's a big variety, and always for the Scandies we love a bit of ABBA.
Good choice, I like a bit of ABBA too.
Waits for England, time for England, finished from Beth England.
How do you keep yourself psychologically so motivated?
Thankfully for me, I've got good people around me, keep me in a good place. I've worked with a psychologist, and it's someone different for me that's able to not be as close personal to, because you ask your family, your friends, everything, and they're quite easy to give you the answer you want to hear, not what you need to hear. They're probably one of the reasons why I think I'm managing to produce such good performances now, because they've helped me get in the right headspace.
Beth England, as clinical as ever.
We can see you've got a tattoo on your leg there.
Yeah.
I know when I interviewed you before, you've got tattoos on your arm, and I actually remember coming up to you and saying, wow, because you've got one of your dogs on your arm.
Yeah, I have 2, yeah.
So you've got 2, what are their names?
Yeah, we've got Buddy and Dillis.
What do they do for you mentally?
They're my best friends. They're always there when I need them for cuddles and kisses and playtime, and yeah, they're just the best thing ever.
We are loving watching this title race. What's it like as a player being involved in it?
It's exciting, it's football. I think no one wants an easy season, no one wants to see a team just run away with it. We know that every single game going on from now to the end of the season is basically like a cup final, because there's so many opportunities to slip up, and we've got to make sure that we're on it at every point, whether that's a pretty win, an ugly win, it doesn't matter how we do it, we've got to win.
Yeah, Beth England, she's got such a lovely character. She's been a really decent squad player as well, had to bide her time. But what she spoke about there, Kelly, is this, you know, when you speak to your family and friends during a difficult time, they tell you what you want to hear. But the fact that she employed a sports psychologist, how important is that for a professional player to hear what you need to hear, not what you want to hear?
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. You know, I've had my injuries over the years, and I spoke with many a sports psychologist. I was best friends with them because I was injured so much. So I can see where she's coming from. A lot of it is up here. 99% of the game is up here. And if you're not right here, you're not going to perform. And she knew from her injury that she probably needed some help. Reaching out for help is good. We know that now with the the way mental health is going, and her performances have been outstanding. You know, she scored 2 goals against Leicester, 2 against Reading, and she's in a good place right now in the form of her life when needed.
Yeah, a good place on and off the pitch as well. She starts today alongside Sam Kerr, who is always a focal point for this Chelsea side. Farah.
Yeah, look, Sam's really important to this team, and I think today she'll be, you know, crucial for them in the way in which they might play because of the pitch. What she does really well, she gets herself into areas and stays in areas to give herself a chance of scoring. And she works the back shoulders of centre-halves really, really well. And you can see from her goals the threat that she poses. You see from this one, she works on the shoulder of the centre-half and an aerial threat for this Chelsea team. And as I said, because of the way the pitch is today, I think she's going to be an important part of this Chelsea team today if they are to get goals.
Yeah, OK, and as for Tottenham, I suppose, you know, this is a young rising star, Jess Naz. She is their focal point today. She's going to be crucial because they need to get points on the board. They need someone who can score.
Yeah, I think she'll be really important in terms of the way Spurs want to play today. You can see her, she runs with the ball, moves with the ball very well. She's a goal threat. You know, she can play off both feet. You can see here she picks the ball up at the edge area, shifts it from right to left and gets a shot away. So, you know, she can be dangerous from both sides. And she doesn't only just dribble with the ball like a lot of young players with her head down, but she has her head up, she sees things in front of her, and she plays a very well weighted pass there for Richie Williams and creates a chance. So she will be very important if Spurs are going to catch them on the counter today.
Yeah, just got to ask you very quickly, Becky Spence has dropped today in goal for Spurs. Korpler is in, someone you know very well, Willie. What do you think Rhian Skinner is thinking in terms of starting with her today?
Yeah, well, I think with Tinney you get an incredible professional. You know, she's a fantastic shot stopper. She's a calming influence to her back line, and if she puts in the game that I know that she can put in today, you know, she could get Spurs something out of this game.
OK, well, you can hear the music here. It's a great atmosphere at the Hive, a sunny day, and it is a huge game here. It is a London derby, Tottenham versus Chelsea, and we're about to get underway. Let's hand over to our commentary team then. It's the former England and Everton goalkeeper Rachel Brown-Finnis, but first, Robin Cowan.
Thank you very much, Reshmin. Good afternoon, everyone. We are truly at the end of the season in which business occurs. Chelsea a point above Arsenal with 4 games to go. 2 of their remaining games are against Tottenham, who also face Arsenal in the run-in. It is Spurs who could have a huge say in deciding where the title goes this season. A game of huge significance in the WSL. Let's get your teams. It's Tottenham's first game in 3 weeks. 3 changes to the side that lost to Villa. Senior Riker Korpler replaces Becky Spencer in goal. Cho So-hyun starts in place of the injured Rhea Percival in midfield. There's a second WSL start for Arsenal loanee Victoria Schnaderbeck, who could help her parent club against their title rivals this afternoon. She's in for the suspended Maeva Clemeron. It's the same Chelsea team that beat Arsenal last weekend, secure their place in the final of the FA Cup. And Katrin Berger starts a WSL game for the first time for over 2 months. Sam Kerr has scored in each of her last 5 WSL games. She partners Beth England, who scored up front, who has 5 goals in 6 appearances against Spurs. Pernilla Harder is only fit enough for the bench. So, Rachel, the first of 2 meetings in very quick succession between these two, the reverse fixture on Thursday. And as Farah Williams said in the build-up, this could be the chance for Spurs to maybe get something out of Chelsea. You'd back them to get it here at the Hive.
Well, Spurs have had a phenomenal season. The manager and the team, Rhian Skinner, have built on what were excellent foundations last season and have been able to score goals this season, have got them into the position that they're in. Can they prove a problem for Chelsea and be a decisive problem in the hunt for Chelsea's WSL title this season? I'm not sure, but I know that Rhian Skinner's team are very well organised, very defensively solid. They don't concede many goals. They've gone with 5 at the back today to try and really shore up the centre of that defensive partnership that's been so successful. Shalina Sadowski and Molly Bartrip, adding her into Schneiderbeck in with her centre half. So they'll be very difficult to break down. Chelsea know that. They'll be patient in their build-up. They'll have plenty of chances moving forward, so flood players forward, because that is what Chelsea are excellent about. More than anything, they have lots of options off of the bench.
Lisa Ben, the referee today, takes a look at her watch. And before we get underway, as we have seen throughout the season, players take the knee. Both sides in their traditional home shirts. It is Spurs who are the hosts. Chelsea who will get us underway with Ji So-young. A huge game. No room for error for Chelsea. They know what they have to do. And with Arsenal playing later on against Everton, they could steal a march, put the pressure back onto the Gunners with a positive result today. Ultimately, that positive result has to be all 3 points. And a few comments about the pitch, the surface here today. Emma Hayes a little bit critical of it. But that might mean it's a more even game. We'll have to wait and see.
It's not that bad, Robin. What we used to play on, I mean, Emma Hayes and the Chelsea team are used to playing on absolutely top-class, flawless pitches. And it's a downgrade from that, I assure you. But it's not disastrous.
Ashley Neville, the star players, trying to work it on to Kaya Simon. Out of play, seen out of play by Jess Carter. It's had one of the, well, definitely her best season in the Chelsea shirt. And will most certainly be in the squad for the Euros for England in the summer. It's a good win by Bartrip. Out of play. Not only the surface, it's pretty windy as well. The conditions could play a part today.
I don't think that was Erin Cuthbert's excuse. Coming off of a shin may have been the reason for that one. But it certainly is a swirling wind. We've seen the intention of Spurs. It's positive. They're not just going to sit back and defend.
Playing with a back three or a back five today, something they haven't done very much this season. Simonen, the Finnish international, tries to clear up, but it's picked up by Cuthbert. Now G. There's Guro Reiten, scored one of the 2 goals against Arsenal last weekend in the FA Cup semi-finals. Still have that to play for as well. Chelsea will place Manchester City in the final on the 15th of May at Wembley. Here is Kerr. Lovely bit of play, and Erin Cuthbert whips it in. Not quite near enough to Guro Reiten.
Lovely bit of play there, and good ball from Niamh Charles. Excellent, dangerous area that she found, just on the edge of that 6-yard box. No Sam Kerr, no Beth England in that area. But with both Niamh Charles and Erin Cuthbert edging on that right, overlapping and underlapping each other, with plenty of service into the middle.
A chance for Kerr. Schnaderbeck got a foot in there. Here's Cuthbert. First touch was a little bit too heavy, but they have won a corner.
Yeah, really excellent closing down. The point of having 3 centre-halves there is to congest that central area, and Spurs did that excellently well. I think it was Jessica Naz who managed to make up the ground to get the block on Erin Cuthbert. Any one of those central midfielders for Chelsea, any forward player from that distance would fancy their chances.
Cuthbert will take the free kick. The corner kick, I should say. Lofted in. Neville gets first contact. Swing and a miss from Sophie Ingle. Here is Ji So-young. Ingle, it's towards Nowen. It's an awkward bounce. Bartrip gets her head to the ball, and then Simonen. Spurs struggling to get it away, and that's wide from Guro Reiten.
Yeah, chances are coming centrally. The been 5. Congested, as we mentioned just before, go right and having to take a bit of a snapshot, and does snatch at that shot. Good pressure from Molly Bartrip. Don't think there'll be too many goal kicks going particularly short. Well, this one does from Coppola. It's not her strength. If I was a goalkeeper, I certainly would be wanting to peg back Chelsea, put the ball in their defensive third.
It's been interesting with the goalkeepers at Spurs. Nearly an even split of WSL appearances. He sees attributes in both. He's chosen the Finland captain for this one, Rianne Skinner. It's a good start from Chelsea, not even letting Spurs have a feel of the ball at the moment.
It was an excellent signing from Rianne Skinner to bring Coppola from Everton. 2 goalkeepers who there's not really much between them, can be utilised for different tactics. Becky Spencer's excellent with her feet playing out short, so against certain teams that is an advantage. Coppola, I would argue, has the edge over shot stopping and organisation. Maybe has that edge on why she's been picked for today's game.
Rachel Williams enjoying her best goal-scoring season in the WSL since 2014. She's with Notts County. She closed down by Neville.
Really good shape at the back for Spurs. I'm looking across, obviously it becomes a 4 when Ashley Neville, one of the full-backs, or Carries Harrop, decides to head out and press. But the movement, the gaps between those players at the back remain the same. They shift simultaneously.
Schneiderbeck wins the header, but it falls for Wrighton, and now Kerr. Charles has made the run over. Here is Niamh Charles. Wrighton. I felt she was impeded, but play goes on. Simon tries to play a ball down the line. Here is Williams. Lovely touch from Kaya Simon. With the early ball towards Cho So-hyun. Really big strides made by Spurs this season. Already recorded 3 more wins and have 8 more points than they finished with from last season. It has been the defensive foundation which that success has been built on. Here is Naz. Simon making the run forward. Jess Carter clears.
Yeah, Spurs have built on a solid start to Rianne Skinner's WSL life with Spurs and have that foundation, but they brought in players like Kaya Simon and, well, Rhea Percival is a big miss for them since she's out now with a bad injury suffered with her national team in this last international window. She'll be a big miss for them, versatility, but they do have options going forwards.
It's a good play. A corner kick for Spurs. Well, usually you'd say this is a good opportunity, but Chelsea have yet to concede from a set piece this season. Tough nut to crack. A lot of players with good aerial ability.
Yes, Jess. Yes, Jess. Go on, go on. Go in. Go in.
So unsurprisingly, Spurs try to change the angle. Zadorsky. Well, Lily Bright got her head to it. Not sure that's what she intended.
That was a really well-worked corner. It wasn't a case of, oh, there's nothing on, set it back. That was off the training ground. You can see the movement. If Ji So-young had have not tracked that player, the option was to go short to Zadorsky, who was up there. Rianne Skinner prides herself on set pieces and outfoxing teams.
Molly Bartrip to take again towards the back post. Williams tries to keep it alive, but it's out of play. Good movement though from Williams, unmarked.
She had to really work hard to get on that one. overhit. I think the wind did get under that one a little bit. But from the defensive solidity, Rihanna Skinner has been a long-time FA coach with the national teams. That is very much what About National Teams is about. We understand that games are won and lost at national team level on set pieces often, and so some of those are straight out of the copybook from England.
Ingle sends it forward. England trying to put Bartrip under pressure. Cuthbert, it's towards Kerr. Claim for a handball, it's a lovely save, great save from Korpela. Angle was tight. She got the angles just right.
Yeah, perfect. Not just the angle, but also the distance down the line. She came out to make the goal look incredibly small. It's definitely a handball. I was shouting for that as soon as I saw it, intentional or otherwise. It had an advantage, it kept in the control, and Korpela got her angles and the distances perfectly well and made a point-blank save.
It would have been controversial if that stood. The Spurs had a similar goal against Manchester City that was given. Handball in the build-up. Wind whistling through the stands here at the Hive. Here's now on to Ingle. Great play from Erin Cuthbert. Good control. Neville gets her head to it, but Brighton will keep it in. Straight into the gloves of Korpela.
Actually had time to have a touch there, right, in the way that Ashley Neville had backed off, anticipating the cross. Time to pick out her marker, but Korpela did well at the near post just to cut that out. But I think that's where the outs are. Guru Wrighton on down this left-hand side. She tucks in narrow on occasions, but then stretches, gets out left, wide, stretches out Ashley Neville, and that back four or back five out of possession, creating the gaps.
Here's Williams, away from Nowen, and a free kick given. Niamh Charles just ran into Rachel Williams.
Good forward plays, Nouse there, just feeling the contact. Rachel Williams is a very solid player, can shield the ball off but knows when to gain her team an advantage. And a set piece in this swirling wind be tricky for Ann-Katrin Berger. Certainly as a goalkeeper I'd rather play in howling rain than I would swirling wind.
Well, the two usually come together.
Often, but not today. It's looking relatively bright.
The typical English April day here. They've been creative with their set pieces so far at Tottenham. So they have up their sleeve here. Simon leaves it for Suominen. It's a good delivery. Carter gets her head to the ball first. Kerr concedes the throw. Oh, Williams nearly lost the ball, but did well there. Chelsea goal kick.
Good play there from both Rachel Williams and, prior to that, Keris Harrop. Showing all their years of experience in top-flight football, shielding the ball off, getting their team's advantages. It was a great ball in from Simani, had wonderful pace on it. It was difficult for the back line to deal with for Chelsea.
Good pressing from Neville, wins it back, Simon. And Neville in a bit of space here to measure the cross. Deep, and put out of play from Millie Bright. Suominen putting her under pressure. Promising signs from the home side.
You see exactly what Ashley Neville was trying to do. At the back post, there was a player over, I think it was Suominen, who ghosted in, edge of the box. Could have been on mark, but Millie Bright watched the flight of that ball exceptionally well. Niamh Charles was doing her best to get back in. Millie Bright, captain of Chelsea, towered up there to get the danger away. But they're knocking on the door, Tottenham, looking dangerous.
Another corner. It's fired in, and it's off the bar, and it's in! Would you believe it? What a tremendous delivery from the corner kick. And Chelsea couldn't clear. And Tottenham, who've started the better, have the lead.
There's a bit of fortune as to how that ball ended up going over the line, but there was no fortune in that delivery. It's exactly what she was wanting to do. But the rebound off of the post as it's gone over and Katchenberger just goes straight out to Sophie Ingle. Just a few yards out. She can't adjust her feet quick enough. It hits her on the knee. And you can't say that Tottenham haven't deserved it. This last 5, 6, 7 minutes, they have caused Chelsea problems. They've nicked the ball off them. Chelsea have been a little bit blunt in their possession out of the back.
Excellent delivery from Molly Bartrip. As you say, Sophie Ingle facing her own goal. Couldn't do much about that. Chelsea will try and respond straight away. Wrighton with the long diagonal out for a goal kick.
You can see the corner flags on the end and Katchenberger's goal absolutely fluttering in towards the goal. The direction of the wind is obvious when you look at those. And that ball in from Molly Bartrip used the advantage of that wind direction to swerve the ball in right-footed. And for Sophie Ingle, it's unfortunate. For Tottenham, Rhiannon Skinner will be saying it's everything we've deserved for a positive start.
The first goal that Spurs have scored in the WSL against Chelsea. Scored for them, you could argue, but they've started with confidence. They've got their reward. An awkward one for Carter, who takes no chances.
Would that be a set piece that they've conceded now? As in, because prior to that, you noted it was they had not conceded from set pieces, Chelsea, this season. Indirectly so.
And from the corner, I think that's their first one. They've done well to get to mid-April, but
shows the standards that they set themselves. You know, Emma Hayes will be furious with that because she saw it. You can imagine she saw it building. We saw it building. A bit lacklustre, not the polished quality that Emma Hayes expects from every single one of her Chelsea players.
Spurs also this season unbeaten in the WSL when they have scored first. But they haven't scored first against a team like Chelsea. Managed a draw here against Arsenal. 1-1 earlier in the season. Good hustling from Naz. Williams making the run forward. Now one puts it out of play.
Excellent play. Jessica Naz was surrounded by 3 players and still managed to get the ball forwards to Rachel Williams. He then got a little toe in before Nowen could get across, forcing Chelsea into not errors but sloppy losses of ball.
Can't keep it in. Emma Hayes will be disappointed, but I'm sure not too concerned at this point. Still, all of the match still to be played. They flick on from Kaya Simon, but no one there making a run in behind.
You can see the flick on was for Ashley Neville, should she have been careering forwards, but possession was not secure. She decided to prioritise a defensive job first.
Sophie Ingle closed down. Bright stepping forward.
Spurs are doing excellently well to press every single time Chelsea are gaining possession. They're not making it comfortable for them. You know how dangerous that Erin Cuthbert can be on the ball, where she can run with the ball, she can pass the ball. Ji So-young's not had comfortable possession of the ball, but she has that. She's tricky and can switch the play very effectively. Tactics are working exceptionally well, Spurs.
Good run. Williams showing good close control, drawing the foul.
Lovely feet from Rich Williams there.
You can see, though, it isn't sort of unpredictable surface, and because of that, it's worth the high press, the pressurising, because the first touch isn't quite as exquisite, as precise as usual for Chelsea. Another crossing opportunity for Ashley Neville, and there's a head injury, so the referee has stopped play. Rachel Williams went down under the challenge.
She got wiped out there, Rachel Williams. I mean, she was clever. She knew that she was unlikely to win the aerial battle, Rachel Williams. But she got absolutely wiped out there, clattered into. See that again. I mean, Guru right and sloppy, but good delivery from Ash Williams. It's Niamh Charles who makes contact with Rachel Williams. No attempt really to win the ball. Just knocks into the side of Rachel Williams. And that's not in an attempt to win the ball. So for me, if the whistle had gone, there's no argument against it.
So, possible penalty shout for Spurs. I don't think there was any question really from the referee. It was another delicious delivery. And had she not gone down, she would have got that, Rachel Williams. Niamh Charles taking a chance.
Emma Hayes will be furious again because it was Chelsea causing their own problems. Guru Wrighton from a left-back position could have had comfortable possession. Instead, rushed to clearance, went straight to Ashley Neville, who put in the ball that preceded that collision at the back post. Thankfully, all parties look like they're okay.
Rachel Williams smiling, and now it's like she forgot to take her ring off. Ledley King here to witness so far an excellent Tottenham performance. It's certainly a team that he'll enjoy to watch as an ex-defender. Sumanen on to Cho, and now Simon. Naz. Spurs in the much better rhythm in this first half, just making the right choices.
Could have gone a little bit earlier there, Jessica Naz. Maybe held on to it one touch too many. But that clever ball from Zadorsky, from Kai Simon, set back, played long. Midfield third, it's a forward third. And one pass for Spurs, playing effective football, in and out of possession.
Just looking that little bit sharper. Cuthbert over the top for Kerr. The flag is raised.
Yeah, just a yard. He was watching as it was played, and Sam Kerr had just edged. Lovely straight line from Spurs, very well orchestrated. Defensive line. Yeah, allowed Sam Kerr to just about run offside. Schneiderbeck's an excellent debut at centre-half.
He's not played a lot of games since her January loan from Arsenal. Really a player with great pedigree, Austrian international.
Yeah, well, when a new manager comes in, the players who are fancied, players who are not fancied, part of the plans, out of the plans, bit of a reshuffle. Spurs are glad recipients of such a versatile and experienced player.
Chelsea's chance on the set piece. Cuthbert once again. Corner kick duty. Well defended in the first instance. Bartrip. Or G. Goes down by Harrop. Carter. Really Brighter stayed up there and wins the header. Now for a goal kick.
Really good defending. Zadorsky, who tracked Millie Bright all the way. Clearly an aerial threat and hanging out at that far side. Try and get up. Zadorsky did really well, used all her international experience to get the contact that ensured that Millie Bright didn't have an easy header.
Worth saying that Chelsea had a slow start last weekend against Arsenal. Managed to ride out the storm on that occasion and then come through and win. Didn't concede against the Gunners in the FA Cup, but a goal down here. I suspect they will just get stronger as the game goes on.
Well, it was transformative the second half. They were a different team, just came out with a new impetus, it felt. And Arsenal could not deal with that. Maybe that's the effect of a Emma Hayes half-time team talk.
Might be on the end of another one this afternoon. Wrighton, past Neville, scuffs the cross, it turns into a goal. And Chelsea level. Well, Tottenham had their own bit of fortune. Really not sure Wrighton meant that either way. They will not care a jot. Tottenham 1, Chelsea 1.
Trying to decipher if it was a huge error from Corpler at the near post. But the ball's played out well, and Ashley Neville dives in here. You want her to stay on her feet, keep the distance, just jockey her, slow her down. It's definitely a cross from Guru Wrighton, but how on earth he gets up and over? It's one of those awful ones. I don't think it was particularly a mistake from Corpler. You look how the ball, the trajectory of it, it dips up to a height that is, from a physics point of view, is quite impossible to be able to get back down. Probably no intention, but also, in my opinion, no fault of the goalkeeper.
Wrighton's 10th goal in all competitions this season. If she did mean that, that was excellent chip, but I think we'll reserve judgment.
It's one, if you'd have done that in training, you'd have gone straight over as the goalkeeper and had a stern word with your...
Wrighton with the cross, an untimely slip by Sam Kerr.
Rianne Skinner and the players have to remember they've held Chelsea to 0 shots to this point, and only a real encounter, freak shot there has allowed Chelsea back in it. What they're doing is an exceptional job so far defensively.
They've been especially dangerous from set pieces, trying to work a few more of them. Simon. Cho. Up but closes it down. Harrop down the line.
Cho's position in midfield there was excellent. The way she just drifted beyond the line of the two midfielders to receive the ball, allowed her that gap to thread it one touch to Kaya Simon. Not had loads of playing time, Cho, until this last 2 or 3 games with Tottenham. Probably finding what was the best position since her move from West Ham. Korean captain, you expected her to be a world beater, and I haven't really seen it until recent weeks.
Eighth meeting between these two. For now, 7 Chelsea wins. Spurs giving a good account of themselves. Williams, neat interplay. Neville, see what she's trying to do there. Pass just faded away from Simon. Next offering from the WSL next weekend. Arsenal against Aston Villa continue to follow the title race. BBC One. We start at 5 minutes past 2.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
And this is as it stands. Arsenal, I'm sure, will be watching with interest ahead of their evening game at Everton.
think Chelsea have got the trickier contest against a very stubborn, well-organised Tottenham. Everton, in contrast, are still rebuilding after 3 managers this season. Still certainly not in full flow, Everton.
I'll argue Chelsea have the harder run in as well. Another meeting with Tottenham, as we said, on Thursday at Kingsmeadow to end the season against Manchester United. Here is Cuthbert, and now Bright. Considered the early cross in, instead finds England. Gede is possessed. No real outball though for Suominen. Neville keeps it in. Williams putting Carter under pressure. Now Tottenham have a bit of support. Naz. Closed down by Cuthbert. Keeps possession well. Lovely play from Tottenham. Harrop. And Simon.
Really good play from Tottenham. Difficult in tight areas there. One touch, real considered passing, zip on it, accuracy. Good understanding from teammates.
That's a huge error from Bartrick. And another slip from Sam Kerr, not the first one today.
Listening to Jill Scott's Coffee Club podcast today and debate on studs versus moulds. Should always have both with you.
Whatever she has on, she might need to reconsider her choice of footwear.
It does look very dry and bobbly from the distance we're at. You can clearly see there, lose the footing. I think it's just the angle that she tried to get at, cutting in from that left to central roll. Just got it wrong.
Great challenge from Neville. Simon, that's a great ball. Berger's come out, and she's taken out Williams. And what is Lisa Benn going to do here?
It's a great ball from Kaya Simon, the way she turns. Number of times she's got in between the midfield and the defensive thirds, received the ball on the turn and threaded it through to the final third. I think the right decision here would be a yellow card. It's a coming together, but Chelsea defenders were tracking back. I don't think it's denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, which would consequently be a red. So in my opinion, a yellow would be the right decision. But wonderful play from Spurs again.
Yellow card for Ann-Katrin Berger. I think this is going to be a huge talking point at half-time for our pundits. I think debatable whether that was it's going to be a red card. Denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. A huge moment in this game. Well, Lisa Benn really took her time over that, explaining her decision, and I think it's the right one, because had Rachel Williams got past her, she would have had an open goal.
I'm not sure. The touch takes her wide there, though, and you see 3 Chelsea defenders. It's not exactly under close control. When you're looking at where they are, look at the 3 defenders that are back. I mean, maybe I am being biased from a goalkeeper's point of view. I was trying to take that out of it, but it looked a far enough away touch, the angle as well, that it would only be a yellow card.
It's certainly debatable. I think there'll be those on both sides, but the decision hasn't come in Ann-Katrin Berger's favour.
So she'll miss the next encounter between these two as well, Ann-Katrin Berger.
That's right. Musovic is getting ready, and Sam Kerr has changed her boots as well. So Chelsea down to 10, with just over 10 minutes left of the first half to play. A huge opportunity here for Tottenham.
We need a master tactician when it comes to this, and we're just seeing the... Again, you see the angle for me there is enough to for it not to be 100% denying a goal-scoring opportunity. I mean, Rach Williams does exceptionally well to get the toe in, to engage the contact, to give the opportunity for the referee to make that decision. Both managers be trying to foresee scenarios, tactical changes. 10 minutes till half-time though. And can Spurs from this free kick capitalise on it? The goalkeeper is still not on the pitch. Taking a time as a substitute goalkeeper can do, because the game can't get restarted until they've made that sub.
Stern words being said here. They're just deciding as well who's going to come off for Zakira Musovic.
Well, talking about the business end of the season, how different scenarios are thrown up. Players out because of injury, like Maria Percival for Tottenham. Goalkeeper being sent off in a key game. Chelsea responded pretty well to get that goal back, however fortuitous it was.
We are hearing it is going to be Beth England who's going to be withdrawn. The one forward player, light. It's always a tough one, but in these situations, a player has to be sacrificed.
Yeah, it would make sense just to have one up top. Doesn't change anything else, therefore, throughout the setup for the team. Less shuffling. But, you know, 10 or 11 players, Tottenham have caused Chelsea big problems.
So a sub-goalie and Beth England trying to get the crowd behind Chelsea. She makes way.
Whoever takes this, Sumanen over it, is Zadorsky over it for Tottenham. Make the goalkeeper work. She's not had any warm-up. She warmed up obviously prior to the match, but last 45 minutes she's been sat on her backside, doing a few little token jogs up and down.
Played the last two in the WSL. Musovic, so has been utilised quite a lot this season. The first action is going to try and keep this one out. Zadorsky goes low, the ball does its job. Naz with a heavy touch. And Cuthbert down. He made that challenge.
Well, it's a brilliant tackle from Erin Cuthbert. Fully committed, as she always is, to blocking that and protecting her goalkeeper. Bit of a loose touch from Jessica Naz. Certainly no foul in that whatsoever. And Cuthbert does her team a huge favour. So let's see how Chelsea responds. Going down to 10 players. First thing, not going to play out the back. Next 10 minutes, just be cautious. Play the percentages.
Nothing changes, of course. Chelsea still have to go for this. Spurs, though, may throw a bit more caution to the wind. Brighton tries to turn.
Emma Hayes will be telling her team, look, we've got enough quality, we've got enough experience that we can still absolutely go on and do what we do and win this game and create more chances. Their belief will not waver, Chelsea.
Great touch from Williams. He wins a free kick. He's having a terrific game.
She's using all of experience, Rachel Williams. Get a body between the ball and the player.
Zadorsky, Lily Bright gets her head to it. And G gives away the foul now on Sumanen.
Again, clever there. So G get goal side, shielding the ball. He's got her legs caught, I think, Sumanen with G. See there, she's just trying to shield it. It's just a follow through, really, of an attempted pass by G. It's certainly a tactic you can see Spurs using to make the most of every advantage you can make. Again with the wind blowing into Musevic's goal now, Bao Sumanen be tempted to have a shot.
That's a long way out. Less than 5 minutes to go of normal time. There will be a lot of stoppages. Played short to Simon. Drifts it in. It's an awkward clearance from Carter.
Warner and another chance. Molly Bartrett. Right foot outswinger. You can see the signals. You can see that Spurs, we talked about them, how organised they are defensively, but set pieces, you can see them take a real pride in implementing a variety of set pieces.
Bartrip on duty once again towards the back post. Williams keeps it alive, and it's a good shot from Sumanen. An equally good block from Cuthbert once again. Faithful to the cause.
It's a good job Rashmi Chowdhury wasn't doing Erin Cuthbert's job after she was crying about getting the ball hitting the back of her calf last week. Erin Cuthbert has got herself in the way of a couple of absolute rockets. That's what Erin Cuthbert does so well out of possession for Chelsea.
Spurs work it short again. It's deflected the cross. It's going to be another corner kick. We'll give Reshman a right of reply at half-time as well as hearing Farrah Williams, Kelly Smith and Willie Kirk's views, particularly on that red card, because that is going to be the big talking point of this game.
Meanwhile, another chance for Molly Bartrip, a carbon copy of the position from which the goal came for Spurs.
Williams gets her head to it, iron looping, but over the bar.
Rach Williams, so strong in the air. She's only 5'5", not the tallest of strikers, but she's so strong and technically fantastic at heading. She can hold players off, give herself enough space to get on it. Similar to Sam Kerr in some respects.
A new contract for Rianne Skinner, confirmed last week until 2024. Fully deserved.
Absolutely, she's brought this club to the next level. The predecessors did an excellent job establishing them in the Women's Super League. Karen Hills and all of her work behind the scenes. Rianne Skinner, who's international experience, and the player recruitment, I think, has been fantastic and has enabled them to do that, to move them on.
Spurs fans in the stand, but we were really enjoying that little bit of skill from Neville. Chelsea trying to get some rhythm back in their play. Fortuitous equaliser, you have to say, from Guro Reiten. Spurs playing the conditions the better. A pivotal moment in Chelsea's season. Could well be. Simon getting onto the loose ball. And Carter, well, that was a good foul to make because Neville was in acres of space on the near side.
It's very similar to a lot of fouls that the referee has given in Spurs' favour. There's nothing in it, but it's a clever feel from Simon. She feels the contact, she feels the pressure on her back, and she's gone down. We've seen Rachel Williams do that, we've seen Samanan do that, Kaya Simon. They're all experienced players. Once you see a referee starting to give a certain type of foul, do it over and over again. It's not only an advantage to Spurs, but it frustrates the opposition.
It's a good win from Harrop. It's Williams! Wide.
It sat beautifully, didn't it? There's no pressure on the ball from Chelsea. Millie Bright was the nearest one, couldn't engage. Just whistle wide.
5 minutes of time added on at the end of the first half, which has been eventful to say the least.
It's been a really well executed game plan from Rihanna Skinner and her team. Chelsea in flashes have done that.
Millie Bright getting under pressure, concedes another corner kick.
Chelsea will be thrilled to get off of this pitch. It's still 1-1 at half-time. Spurs are really, really putting numbers forwards, making it really uncomfortable for Chelsea.
Bartrip sends it all the way back for Schnaderbeck. Didn't quite find Harrop.
Right idea, just didn't have the angle. Wanting to drag the ball out left for it to be headed across for the second phase.
Quite a trek to retrieve the ball. And intrepid one at that.
Hard high vis stuff that. I have to say, I've really enjoyed this first half. There's still a few minutes left to play. You can see the contrasting tactics, exciting moments, contentious decisions. Been excellent.
A lot to digest. Free kick for Chelsea. Cuthbert takes over. Right to be one of the targets here. Looked like a bit of a miss kick from Cuthbert. Now Spurs will try and break Simon. Stopped by really well-timed challenge by Ji So-young. Here's Neville. Now Williams. Allowed to turn, support from Cho. Here is the South Korean. It's not a bad delivery at all, but it's well held by Vucevic.
I love how fluid likes of Cho and Kaya Simon. You know, they're on the right-hand side, they're down the middle. Kaya Simon's been the player of this first half, and Cho's been excellent. Just hangs it up there, allows the goalkeeper time to come and claim, call off a defender. Right idea, just couldn't get enough of an angle on it.
Good win from Suminen in the air. And Millie Bright with a couple of strong challenges. The referee has stopped play. Melina Suminen down, looking in some discomfort.
Don't want to read the referee's mind this time because I got it wrong last time, but my initial reaction, it'd be on a yellow, yeah. Part ball, very much part player, that tackle. We're starting to see a little bit of, for me that's a strong tackle. Not sure it is, it's the aftermath, isn't it? After that initial tackle and coming together, stepping over, and you'd feel that, Millie Bright, standing on your shin. But it's been a really good contest, those centre-halves stepping out, Millie Bright more so than Newen, but stepping into the space of Ingle to get stuck into those midfielders who've had such a big influence. Sumanen, Cho, Kaya Simon have all been excellent in this first half for Tottenham.
Kerr wins the header. Now Neville. Williams. Lovely turn. Cross headed away by Nowen. Sumanen. Well, that's not a great ball. She was just trying to find Neville, but wasn't anywhere near her. Kerr with the centre. And put behind. Tremendous challenge by Bartrip.
Excellent pace of attack from Spurs. Love how Sam Kerr's run just drags out the defenders, pulls them apart, creates some gaps, but just can't quite find a blue shirt. But the tracking back from Spurs was phenomenal. Sumanen came back at full tilt.
Final chance for Chelsea to take an unexpected lead. Cuthbert's delivery easily defended. Carter, it wasn't the greatest of touches for Guro Reiten. That just about sums up Chelsea's half. A half at the Hive, full of incident. An own goal from Sophie Ingle giving Spurs the lead. A scuffed effort from Guro Reiten to level things up. But the big flashpoint, the big talking point from the first half, a red card for Chelsea goalkeeper Anne-Katrin Berger, who took out Rachel Williams when in on goal. Chelsea down to 10, but not out of this game yet. The title very much on the line. At half-time at the Hive, it's Tottenham Hotspur 1, Chelsea 1.
Yeah, it's been quite the game, hasn't it? I've got Farrah Williams, Willie Kirk and Kelly Smith with me. Kelly, you've played in a few London derbies. We all love them, don't they? This one has had plenty of needle, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. It's certainly feisty out there. Obviously, the red card, Millie Bright with the yellow card, tackles flying in. This is what you want. This is what you expect from these type of games. I think Spurs have been really good in the central areas in their midfield, you know, stifling Chelsea at times. And I think Rachel Williams has been outstanding, holding the ball in. And obviously she drew the foul that got Berger sent off. So very impressive first half by Spurs.
Indeed, and we're going to talk about that in more detail. We might even get the popcorn out as well, because there is so much to say, or there has been certainly, while we've been watching. Farrah, 1-0. First of all, the delivery from this set piece was fantastic. Chelsea will be so aggrieved that it was an own goal in the end. Sophie Ingle.
Yeah, most definitely. Look, I think Spurs have been fantastic in this first half. They've been quite direct. They've worked themselves set pieces. And this delivery from Molly Bartrip was fantastic. Played it in underneath the crossbar. Makes it really difficult for the keeper. And you can see here, a slight foul on the keeper. Look, she's only doing her job. And it's a fantastic delivery. And it causes chaos inside the Chelsea box. And obviously it's unfortunate to go in off Ingle, and she'd be disappointed with that. But a fantastic start from Tottenham and put themselves 1-0 up.
Absolutely, that was only a quarter of an hour in. Guro Reiten made it 1-1, drew it level. Willie, cross or a shot? You tell me.
A cross, definitely. I think everybody agrees on that. I think Spurs will be really disappointed at the goal. You know, when you take the lead against teams like this, you need to hold it for as long as possible. And to lose a goal like that, I think Tinney's probably overcommitted at the front post. But yeah, I think.
Is it a bit caught out, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, first of all, I think you've got to do better in the 1v1 in the wide area, and then obviously there was a little bit of fortune for Chelsea because we all agree it is a cross. But yeah, I think Tinney's maybe caught out, overcommitted at the front post there, and it'll be disappointing for them to lose that.
Yeah, well, it sets it up very nicely for the rest of the game. But let's talk about that red card and Anne-Katrin Berger. Kelly, you just talk us through the incident, because it looked as though she was denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. There was a lot of time taken for the referee to make this decision. We were wondering whether she was going to go for a yellow. In the end, she did go for a straight red.
I think she made the right choice. Farah will disagree with me. We've been having a little
this
argument.
is why we need the popcorn.
It's a brilliant ball by Simon. And you see Berger, you've got to stay on your line. You make the decision easy there for the referee. And obviously she stays down. She pretends that she's hurt, trying to sway the referee's decision to give her a yellow card. But for me, that's a definite red card. Yes, there's 3 defenders trailing, but Rachel Williams does take the ball to the side a little bit. It's a clear foul. She definitely has to go, in my opinion. And I just think she should have stayed on her line and let Rachel Williams come at her and make Rachel Williams make that decision. She's made it so easy for the referee to send her off.
Do we agree now, Farah, having seen it again?
Yeah, look, I slightly agree. I think the recovery...
Slightly agree.
I just think it was Rachel Williams' touch that took it away from goal. I'm not too sure how she would have got onto it. You know, if you look at the touch here, she takes it, it's going wide of the goal. I believe the angle where the ball's going, for her to execute that and get that back on target before the recovering defenders can get behind the ball, was questionable in my opinion. But look, it's rash from Berger, and she deserved the red card in the end.
Willie, you were pretty certain, weren't you, that it was a straight red?
Yeah, it's very rash, and as Kelly says, you've given the referee an opportunity. And I would always say that to my players, that just don't give the referees that opportunity. I don't see why she's got to be that far out her goal. You know, she's not running down the centre of the pitch or anything. So, yeah, it's a rush of blood to the head, I think.
You don't see that many red cards in the WSL. That's quite a brave decision for the referee to take as well. And good that she made the right one.
Yeah, I think so. It'd have been easier for the referee to give a yellow, I think. But she's been very brave. We all agree, you know, from the...
Finally.
Yeah, finally. From the comfort of our seats, it's always a lot easier. But the referee's made a big decision there. But, yeah, it's the right one.
OK, well, so Anne-Katrin Berger went off, as did Beth England, to make way for the second choice goalkeeper. But that means that the only focal point now, you would say, is Sam Kerr. What did you make of the chances that she's been able to create today?
I think she started the half really well, certainly the first 20 minutes. Her movement, as we mentioned before the game, is fantastic. You can just see here what she does. She can hold up play and bring her teammates in, which of course being a player down now is going to be, you know, really important for this Chelsea team. But it's just what I like most about Sam Kerr. She always works the shoulders. She's aggressive with her run-in, and she makes it really difficult for defenders, puts defenders under immense pressure and gets herself half a chance here. A fantastic save at the near post. But I think it's these moments here that, you know, she's been most important for this Chelsea team.
Can I just say something here? As a professional footballer, you should know what footwear that you need to be put on. You've been out in the warm-up, and you should be in every area of the pitch, you know, feeling the ground out. For me, that is not a good move by Sam Kerr. She should have had the right footwear on. Hope Powell would have yelled at us, Farah, for having the wrong. She would have made us wet. She would have gone round the dressing room and checked everybody had studs on, knowing the way the pitch was today.
Yeah.
However,
yeah.
I think there has been a number of players who have slipped and lost their footing, and I don't think this pitch is good enough for the WSL. You know, I actually thought Tottenham should have had a penalty at one point in the first half, and we were fortunate enough to see the replays, and she's just slipped. Sam slips there, she's went and changed her boots. I don't think the boots will make any difference. I think it's a poor pitch. I think there's been bobbles, there's been a number of slips on it.
They're wetting it more now. I think wetting the pitch as well, when the pitch is as bad as it is, isn't actually helping. It softens it too much. You can't get any grip whether you're in moulds or studs, I don't believe. The pitch is poor for the standard and where the women's game's trying to go. You know, pitches have to improve for us. If we want to play the football that, you know, everybody wants to see, and the viewers, and we've got BBC now showing it, the pitches have to improve with that.
It is certainly a wider debate, isn't it, for the whole of the WSL. OK, well, it's been an incident-packed first half here at the Hive. Still 1-1 between Tottenham and Chelsea. The WSL fixtures kicked off on Saturday, however. Birmingham City, the bottom club, travelled to Brighton, hoping for a much-needed victory to give them some hope. Let's get the best of the action. Your commentator was Chris Legg.
It's through, she's found herself in space, the tricky Sarri into the far corner, a goal out of nowhere. The Greek international, who had a fine break with her country, has kept that form going with a goal which could keep Birmingham's fight for survival going. Green onto the bar. Oh, she climbed so well. Kaylee Green. She got a meaty header behind it, but it smacked against that crossbar. Tries to take it beyond Ziggy. He's done really well to hold on to it via Tricky-Sarri. Still has it. Cross towards the far post. Headed down and in! Oh, it's Louise Quinn! But via Tricky-Sarri was at the heart of it again. Goal scorer turn provider. A pinpoint perfect cross. And Louise Quinn with the famous bounce that her teammates are slapping away at there. One of the most famous heads in the WSL, because so often she is a danger in the air. Murray gives it away to the opposite number 10, Cagman, who goes for goal and hits the bar. Well, she spotted Ramsey off her line, Inessa Cagman, and she almost got that absolutely perfect. Deep cross this time towards the far post. This knocks back and into the back of the net by Ziggiotti, and that has changed the complexion. She has so much space, Julia Ziggiotti. She really couldn't miss that. She kept her head over it, kept the shot low. And how big a blow is that going to be to Birmingham? A third goal would take the pressure off considerably, and it's poked home, is it? It is! By Louise Quinn again. Wow. She has really put herself about in that opposition box over these closing stages, the centre-back.
Yeah, only the second win of the season for Birmingham City. Can they stay in the WSL? Well, I'll tell you who is coming up. That is Liverpool. They were in action a little earlier against Sheffield United. A huge victory for them, 6-1 there, in front of a record crowd at Prenton Park as well. They actually secured the title earlier against Bristol City. But this is where they were presented with their trophy. These are fantastic scenes. They always are, aren't they? They are coming back into the big time. Farrah Williams, you won 2 league titles with Liverpool. How much does it mean to see them back, I suppose, where they belong?
Yeah, some would say where they belong, based on, you know, if you look at the men's game and the name and how big Liverpool is as a club. Of course you want, you know, teams and clubs like that in WSL 1. I think, based on the season, I think they deserve to be. I think they made a great appointment in Matt Beard. I think he started the season really slow with the team. I think he was trying to find the team that best suited Liverpool's style of play in that league to get themselves up. And I think he quickly realised that he had to adapt to what he wanted. And WSL 1 football is different to WSL 2. And look, he's done a fantastic job there. I didn't expect anything less from him. Having played under him for 3 years, a fantastic manager. And it's great to see them back where, as you mentioned, they belong.
Yeah, he's a great character, isn't he, Willie? The odd FaceTime call you get, don't you, from Matt Beard?
Yeah, he's a fantastic character. He's got infectious enthusiasm for the game. You know, he's been round the block a number of times, hugely experienced, and he's done a great job there and under a lot of pressure.
Birmingham City, look, have they left it too late now? Kelly, 3 games to go, but they've got Man City and Chelsea next.
I fear for them, I really do. That's only their second win in the league this year. They beat Arsenal. That was a surprise, a shock that we weren't expected, and obviously just beating Brighton now. And like you said, they've got 2 tough games against Man City and Chelsea. And for me, they look down. They've still got that fighting spirit that we're used to seeing them, and Louise Quinn coming up big with those goals, but I do think it's a little too late.
OK, well, confirmation of those results there then, as we saw already. Brighton losing to Birmingham City there at home. Today, though, well, Manchester City are currently 4-0 up against Leicester. They're sort of the nearest challengers to go down. So Birmingham might be in with a shout. Mathematically, it's all still possible. We're also into the second half of Reading against West Ham. West Ham still ahead with that one. It's, of course, 1-1 here at the Hive. Aston Villa kick off against Manchester United at 6 o'clock, and later this evening in a match Chelsea will be paying very close attention to. It is Everton against Arsenal. Kick-off for that one is at 6:45. Of course, there's always plenty of sport coming up on the BBC, but if you're a boxing fan or a fan of, indeed, Idris Elba, you'll be really interested in this.
I've lost count of how many times I've been arrested.
I've been through hell and back.
Just because you get knocked down doesn't mean you've got to stay down.
Giving up is not an option.
Give me 100% and I'll give you 100%.
It's all or nothing.
Sometimes the greatest fight is with yourself.
Idris Elba's Fight School. Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, Idris Elba, great character. Idris Elba Fight School is available on the iPlayer. You can also watch St Helens take on Featherstone Rovers in the Women's Challenge Cup semi-final later today. That's at 5 p.m. on the BBC iPlayer as well. I'll be here with highlights from the weekend's WSL matches on the Women's Football Show tonight at 11:40 on BBC One. On BBC Sounds, you can listen to Jill Scott's Coffee Club. This is an intimate glimpse into the women's game with the England legend. It's absolutely brilliant. I definitely recommend it. And before we head back to the second half of Tottenham against Chelsea here at the Hive, let's get a recap of the first.
And that's wide. Great save from Coppola. And it's off the bar, and it's in! Well, scuffed the cross, it turns into a goal. Berger's come out, and she's taken out Williams. It's going to be a red card.
Okay, well, it has been a very interesting first half. London derbies are always that little bit more feisty, aren't they? And this one has certainly been every bit that. The teams are out on the pitch. Everyone is starting to take their places. The crowd is still very expectant. So with that, it's time to rejoin our commentary team, the former England and Everton goalkeeper Rachel Brown-Finnis. But first, Robin Cowan.
Thank you very much, Reshmin. Looks like Chelsea have made another change. Pernilla Harder on, and Eriksson also ripping the bib off and ready to come on. Chelsea down to 10 after Ann-Katrin Berger was sent off. So they've already had to make one change. So this is their second and third.
Just looking at the group of players, I think it's G and Nowen. Before the boards go up there, I think that's my guess of the two players. That implies that Chelsea make a tactical change as well. But Pernilla Harder, what she'll bring, absolute direct pace, the license to go where she wants, left, right, central, pick the ball up from deep and run with it. Great for Chelsea fans to see Magda Eriksson back in that central position in defence.
Captain's back. Emma Hayes calling for more leadership, I'm sure, in this second half, which could be crucial when it comes to where the WSL title goes this season. So Magda Eriksson and Pernilla Harder, who's still working her way back to full fitness after injury. Spurs will know, despite playing against 10, they're still going to have to work for this result.
Absolutely, and it looks like they've gone to a four at the back. Millie Bright and Eriksson, two central players. Licence for Jess Carter and Niamh Charles to bomb on should they need to. Very attacking change for Emma Hayes.
Harrop onto Naz.
Certainly tail end of that first half when Chelsea went down to 10 players. Sam Kerr was very isolated up top. So we're looking for Pernilla Harder and Guru Wright to stay a little bit more central, join in with those attacks.
Zadorsky. The flag is up against Kaya Simon.
Yeah, lovely switch from Zadorsky there. When you're outnumbered on the pitch, the way to tire a team out is to stretch them, play those switches, make the pitch as big as you can.
Vucevic, full substitution in the first half following Ann-Katrin Berger's dismissal. Harder onto an awkward bouncing ball. Corner kick.
You know what happened from that exact place for Spurs. Molly Barcher got Spurs goal from the corner. The wind, the conditions are the same. Chelsea will be looking to use them to their advantage this second half. See, they're loading the goal in the 6-yard area, make it difficult for Coppola.
Cuthbert. Nodded away by Neville. Well, Williams trying to keep it in, didn't quite do so. A lot made of the pitch pre-match and at half-time. Spurs just seem to know the run of it a little bit better. It showed in that first half.
Yeah, you can see that Spurs were more aware of how the pitch would impact their style of play. You could see that as soon as the ball was fizzed into a Chelsea player, they were on it expecting a slightly gnarly touch, a not precise touch. They were able to turn the ball over effectively, Spurs.
Deep cross from Wrighton. Out of play.
Now, if that had gone in, should have been taking a mick right in there from the left-hand side. But you feel the wind's just picked up again. We keep getting there's Anne Katzenberger. Ruin her rash decision.
I think she agrees with you, the wind's picked up. Well wrapped up. Sumanen. January signing from Kristianstad. Allsvenskan in Sweden. Naz going to work something here. Williams. The calm touch. Simon just asking a lot of Neville there. A little bit too much. And that's a real shame because that was an excellent move from Spurs once again.
Yeah, overloaded Chelsea there, created a space. The outlet, the intention was there from Kai Simon, just the execution was off the mark. Ashley Neville also signed a new contract with Spurs. Longest serving Spurs player at the club. Seen it through its transition from amateur to fully professional status. And a wonderful ambassador for not just Spurs, but the women's game.
Lovely feet from Ingle. Right and on to Erin Cuthbert. When Bartrip decided to take decisive action, Corpler had come.
Yeah, right decision there from Bartrip. Corpler tried to call her off, let the ball run free, but Bartrip could see the danger and did the right thing, cleared the lines. Jess Carter's so versatile, playing as a attacking left back. And Serena Wiegman, she's a firm one for me in the squad for this summer.
Kerr trying to win it, but it's Sadorski's. Cuthbert goes down. Charles wins it back off Jessica Naz. Poor delivery.
Yeah, Jess Carter's just grown. I think 12 months ago was really when the resurgence of her career, the back end of last season for Chelsea, she suddenly reappeared in their squad and became a pivotal member of it and has remained so since.
A mistake from Charles. Naz brings the ball away, trying to feed Cho. It's picked up by Ashley Neville. Oh, and Naz's touch just let her down.
She's just flat-footed there, and as you could see what was going to happen, you could see Ashley Neville playing it in. She's got caught on her heels. She'd been on her front foot and balanced. She'd got that on the back foot and been in. Jessica Naz.
She did really well to win it back initially. Charles felt that there was possibly a foul. Not enough there.
No, nothing in it there. Showed real, exactly what Spurs have been about. Not giving comfortable possession to Chelsea.
Given away by Harder now. Simon. Cho. Battling for it. It's a good challenge by Sumanen. Really well timed. Just beating Zadorski in a foot race. He does well to concede the corner.
Such an array of internationals on this pitch, and battle there of Canada against Australia. Two, you know, real kind of world-class players. Treated to so many of them now on a regular occasion in the Women's Super League. Can Chelsea take advantage of the conditions that Spurs did in the first half? I'd be putting this on the keeper, sorry, Robin.
Brighton, that's exactly what she did. Good header away by Keris Harrop.
Really good delivery from Wright is exactly what she wanted to do. You can see how difficult it is for Coppola or any goalkeeper. You get pinned on your line because there's that many bodies, both your own team and the opposition. You can hit anyone and go in.
Cuthbert once again on the goalkeeper. Coppola gets a hand to it and well hit, but over the bar from Millie Bright.
Not far away there from Millie Bright. Well worked one from Chelsea. Load the box, and you got your couple of outlets to your right, and if it drops left, Millie Bright if it drops right. And Rach Williams, who's had an outstanding contribution so far, just does enough to get in the airline of Millie Bright.
Showing really good strength, but Ingle wings it back. Then Cuthbert, Kerr. Doesn't look too much of a mismatch, even with Chelsea playing with just 10 players. But I don't think we expected Tottenham to have much more possession or anything like that, despite the deficit.
Yeah, well, what Chelsea did is matched up the three in midfield, so they've gone three in midfield, so they're not outnumbered in that department. It's just, you know, either Wrighton or Pernilla Harder are staying up to assist Sam Kerr in attack. So it's when that transition happens, when Chelsea do get control of the ball, they're the players who need to flip forward, support Sam Kerr. Out possession, it's a fairly even contest.
Bright, too close to Coppola, who sets Ashley Neville away. Suominen, now on to Cho. Harrop doesn't quite get there. Charles back to the keeper, Naz closing her down.
Good collective pressure from Spurs there. Harrop just had to check her run because she wasn't sure if Niamh Charles was going to get to that ball. Did enough, Harrop, to rush Niamh Charles. And Jess Naz did exactly the same. Chelsea are used to dominating possession of games, and that's not going to be the case. It wasn't, to be fair, before they were down to 10 players.
It's a good-looking ball towards Kerr. And that's another really good stop from Coppola. Couldn't quite find a way through Kerr.
Best save yet, that from Coppola. An awkward one for Sam Kerr. Brings it down, manages to hold off her defender. You can see she just gets off the back shoulder of Schneiderbeck, who miscontrols it. Sam Kerr gets a toe on it. Coppola gets big, gets down the line of the ball, close to Sam Kerr. Gives a very little goal to shoot at. Excellent save from Coppola with the feet.
There's Neville, who was caught high up the pitch for that Chelsea chance. Suominen scurrying away from Harder. Harrop gets the cross in, and Musovic is forced into a save and over the bar from Naz. The flag's gone up anyway.
Excellent save from Musovic there. Left foot Keris Harrop does really well to get on that overlap down the left and dink the ball, and it's one of those awful ones where, as a goalkeeper, you realise it's going over your head. You see how quick she moves her feet to get that back step, to push off her back leg, get high and tip it over. Really good goalkeeping from Musovic, technically excellent. And Jessica Naz at the back post, tight angle. She needed to hit the target there.
nearly similar to the Guro-Reiten effort, which caught Korpela unawares. Williams is fouled by Eriksson. The injury troubles this season, Magdalena Eriksson. Has found herself out of the side with Monique Nouwen's emergence. Very much still the leader of this team. Suominen finds Harrop. Zadorsky. Naz. Flick read by Charles. Again, good pressure from Spurs to win it back in a good area. Suominen away from Reiten. She was caught, so Reiten isn't very pleased with the reaction from the Finnish international.
A couple of times Suominen's drawn in those fouls. Quick feet, you know, she's a tall girl. What a signing for Spurs. Really taking charge of that midfield. You know, for as tall and as athletic as she is, her feet are quick. Just draws Guro-Reiten into that lunge. Clearly it's not a leg breaker, but she certainly ensures the team get a foul.
Really good addition. Just 23 years old as well. Played in the Champions League earlier on this season, the qualifying stages. Side lost to Bordeaux. Reiten inviting Kerr forward, but it's going to reach Korpela. Zadorsky not on the same wavelength as Williams, who'd come short. Sent forward by Eriksson. Good win from Sam Kerr. Precision on the pass there from Korpela. Got to be perfect on this surface.
Wasn't far off, was like literally a couple of centimetres. But if your player's off balance receiving it, you've got to factor that in.
Nice work from Carter. But out of play. After a good start to the second half, Chelsea have just petered out a little bit. I'm sure they will find a second wind. Still have 2 changes remaining. Their sleeve. Kerr in behind. She's got Harder in the box. Reiten. Kerr delivers. It takes a deflection. Korpela claims.
And good positional play from Tottenham. When Sam Kerr got possession of the ball, looked up. Was there anything in there? Nothing obvious. Spurs did a good job of getting players back, but also tight to their players. And Sam Kerr draws out wide, or Pernilla Harder comes out wide. Chelsea have got to really make considered decisions. They can't just flood players forward. They've got to be cute with their decision making.
A foul from Williams on Eriksson.
Well, it's certainly not that 360-degree turnaround that Chelsea experienced against Arsenal in performance.
Zadorsky clears, only as far as Bright. Attacking position. Charles gets her foot to it, but once again doesn't find a teammate. Here's Neville. Simon can't control.
Not sure that was meant for her. Saw Jessica Naz making the run to get between Eriksson and Bright.
Her between the lines, shut down by a couple of Spurs players.
Clever play from Spurs. Again, another tactic to tire a team with 10 men out, 10 players out. Is to hold on to the ball, draw the player towards you, make them do the chasing.
Good strength from Cho. Lovely feet as well. Really good play. Neat and tidy from the South Korean. And here she is again. Away from Charles. Williams, they'll zoom it in. Foul by Cuthbert.
That combination, that little triangle of Cho and Suman and Rachel Williams dropping in has worked exceptionally across the whole of this opening hour for Spurs. Rachel Williams coming in a bit deeper to offer a high point of the triangle. Jessica Naz starting to go in behind. Really good synchronised movement.
Spurs play with real bravery. It's another really good bit of skill from Cho to get away from Charles, who's done well to get back.
Cho's been really good. She's found pockets of space. She's found herself in being the highest point of attack on occasions. She's done the defensive duties well. She's certainly controlled possession of the ball really well.
Harrop fires it across and nearly finds Williams, and the clearance comes off Erin Cuthbert. And Williams keeps it alive, away from Charles. Out of play.
Fantastic attitude, starting from the front, defending from the front. Spurs out of possession. Rachel Williams starts the turnover process.
Spurs, as they press up the pitch, might be a little bit light. Sam Kerr trying to take them all on. What a beautifully clean challenge that was from Schneiderbeck, and a brilliant ball as well to find Kaya Simon. Really good defending from Carter. Here's Naz. Now Neville in support. 3 to aim for in the box. It's claimed by Musovic.
Brilliant bit of play from Schneiderbeck there, wasn't it? Read the jinking run of Sam Kerr, stopped her in her tracks, looked up, found the outlet with super precision, went from defensive third to attacking third. Right, fancy Sam Kerr here, one-on-one, does a really good job, jockeys, gets her body in a position where, when she does go one way, squares up and makes that tackling. Again, fantastic defensive effort across the team, getting bodies back alongside Schneiderbeck.
Schneiderbeck, Arsenal low knee, might be just giving her parent club a helping hand today.
I won't mind that one bit.
If it stays like this, Arsenal, with a win later on, of course, they have to do their bit. Could regain top spot in the WSL.
It's been an enthralling WSL season with regards to, 3 teams, you can argue. Manchester United got points on the board very early, but City, the run that they're on, is really putting a charge in. Probably too little too late for them from title contenders, but Arsenal and Chelsea have gone neck and neck all season, starting with that absolutely thrilling opener at the Emirates.
Tottenham are preparing for their first substitution in the afternoon. This is all without a couple of really key players for Spurs, particularly in the midfield area. Ria Percival out with an injury, and Eva Clemeron, who has played in every single WSL game, out after clocking up 5 yellow cards, so suspended for this one. They might struggle to get their places back. This performance is anything to go by. Foul, a free kick for Chelsea.
Feel with the conditions as they are, not much in it between the two teams. could be a mistake that leads to an advantage to either team. Because at the moment, neither team are freely creating chances. Both defences have been pretty resolute.
Free kick in a promising position, this. Taken by Wrighton. Over the head of Eriksson. Another chance to cause some problems passed up.
A number of times that ball's been overplayed in that direction. You can see the wind's going that way. You saw the advantage it gave to Spurs in the first half. Frustrating Emma Hayes. What a game Kaya Simons had. It's been exceptional. That pivot between the defensive front three. Defensive areas and forward areas.
Fresh legs in the Chinese international. Jiali Tang on loan from Shanghai Shenli. She's just got to slot in and get into the groove of this game quickly. Continue Spurs' good work. Sumanen. Here's Harrop with a bit of space. Tang down the middle. Here's Naz. Naz, good opportunity. Couldn't keep it down.
And that's exactly what you want from Jessica Naz on playing left of this front three with Jiali Tang in the 9 and Rachel Williams on that right of the front three, cutting in on your preferred foot, right foot there, opens up the space and just bobbles a little bit, sits up, gets underneath of it. Bit of a let-off for Chelsea. Signs that Chelsea are tiring somewhat. Niamh Charles came up with a little bit of cramp there.
Well, Chelsea are going to have to continue to plough forward. They'll just be pleased that the score is still level. As you say, they now look like they're playing with 10.
Yeah, and a lot of it's been down to game management. See here how the opening goal went in, using the advantage, that right foot in swinger from Molly Bartrip. Second one, an air of fortune, how quickly it gets up and down over Korpela to level things up for Emma Hayes. And soon after that, that's when Ann-Katrin was sent off. It looks like Emma Hayes is going to have to, if she's not replacing Niamh Charles, she's certainly ready in her next substitution. I think Niamh Charles' game is done.
Looks like she wants to give it a go. But no, Emma Hayes has withdrawn her. Iona Anderson.
Jess Carter will go to her third position of the match. Moving over to right back, Iona Anderson, left footer.
And they still hope. They have the quality on the pitch to win this game. Chelsea, no question about that. Do they have the mindset? And can they get past this stubborn Spurs team? They might do now. Good cross in towards Kerr! And Chelsea lead! One bit of quality! And Sam Kerr, the most reliable of goal scorers, to notch a crucial goal in the race for the title.
I think all of your questions were answered in that one move. Robin, mindset, absolutely. Can they? Do they have the quality? And it's Iona Anderson with one of her first touches after coming on for Niamh Charles down that left-hand side, a natural left footer. But what a precise header from Sam Kerr. Hard, low, angled, side netting, everything that you wanted. Head it down in the attacking third. No chance for Korpela. And do they have the quality? Yes, Chelsea do.
17th WSL goal this season, Kern. That could be the most important. And now Chelsea just need to hang on.
But Spurs will not question their capacity, their ability to get back into this game. Only a minute or so before that goal, Jessica Naz had an open chance on goal, fired over. They know they're going to carve open more opportunities. Further into this game it goes, the more of an advantage that additional player will be as well.
Harder. Fouled by Zadorsky. Trying to get away. Zadorsky catching her from behind. A yellow card for the Canadian.
Pernilla Harder on the bench today, on the bench for the last game, but what you can see is the impact that she has when she comes off of the bench. She won't like starting on the bench, but given she picked up a knock, wasn't 100% after playing for her country. What a player to have to bring on, and that's the sort of thing she does, is pick the ball up and cause havoc, get in beyond defenders and draw them into fouls such as that.
Cuthbert once again on set-piece duty. Teasing ball in. It's Kerr, fires it low. Blocked right on the line. Kerr challenged.
Ooh.
And it's all boiling over a little bit now. Rachel Williams with a word in her ear from the Chelsea captain.
Interesting what the referee does here. Great feet from Sam Kerr. She just touches the ball inside to her right central to get herself into a shooting position. Seen a replay of the tackle from Rachel Williams. It's a strong one. It was a reckless one. But will the referee decide it's endangering a player? No.
Tell you what, Lisa Benn, she loves to mount the tension, doesn't she?
It's a good centre forwards tackle, that. A good example. It's don't stay on your feet, don't jockey any of the things you get taught as a defender, just lunge in. That's why his goalkeeper was desperate, shouting, stay on your feet, stay on your feet. But it re-emphasises the determination of every single Spurs player to want to help the team out of possession.
Not a great challenge at all by Rachel Williams. I think she's right on the line there. Another opportunity for Chelsea from the set piece.
Looks like Erin Cuthbert's weighing up this one. Great position, is up from her right footer. 30 yards out.
Cuthbert straight into the wall. Anderson pokes it forward and out of play.
Wall did its job. Not the best. Erin Cuthbert's set plays have been a little bit below par for her high standards today.
Chelsea have been below par generally by their high standards, but they are winning, and that is all that matters at this stage. Bright makes the clearance, clears the stand. Impressive.
She'll insist that was wind assisted.
Isabel not happy from where the throw was taken. Anderson intercepts, turns into Ashley Neville. Comes away with the ball, though. Can't sort her feet out. Here's Cho, who most certainly can. Spurs need to start making their player advantage count. Bartrip. Header from Eriksson, straight to Tang. Here's Cho. Nicely done by Bartrip to Sumanen.
Interesting to see how long it goes before Rhian Skinner makes any additional changes or tactical tweaks. I feel that Chelsea are growing into the game and are galvanised by this situation. Never felt there was any wavering in confidence that they get back into this game, Chelsea.
I wouldn't say in confidence, but just heads have dropped a little bit, just with the disappointment of conceding that goal that has given Chelsea the lead for the first time in this game. Sumanen. Neville wins it back, pretty good feet. Sumanen finds Zadorsky. Here is Harold. Corner kick.
It's been all Chelsea really for the last 10 minutes or so. Seem to have turned the screw, and as you alluded to there, Tottenham a little bit deflated. The set piece could undo all of that good work by Chelsea.
First really good passing move they've put together in a while. Spurs, they've put together quite a few during the course of this game. Once again they go short to Bartrip, and Jessica Naz, her touch lets her down, and that's a strong challenge, but a clean one by Ingle, and Pernilla Harder trying to get away. Naz getting back and doing exceptionally well. Just holds it up for a moment. Spurs back in possession. Oh, Jessica Naz, if she had her touch there, free hit on goal. Such a well-worked set piece.
It was, but what about her attitude to get back and chase the world's best player down, arguably, Pernilla Harder. She thought she was through on, but Jessica Naz did a wonderful job for her team. It's the difference, isn't it? Chelsea, one chance, Sam Kerr, goal. Tottenham, arguably, two chances. Not being able to get either of them on target.
Brighton caught, and after claiming the foul, goes down. 10 minutes remaining. Another sub for Chelsea, Jessie Fleming getting ready.
Right does go off. Play C. Pernilla Harder go up on that left. They'll sit as a 4-4-1 really. Their job is done. They've got the advantage. They need to hold on to that. And as much as a fantastic attacking team Chelsea are, it's defensive solidity, defensive duty that is required for this last 10.
There's Gura Wrighton. Scored another very important goal this afternoon, as she did last weekend.
Oh, how I wish I was in that sunshine.
Different climate in the commentary box.
The equator's about on the halfway line.
Eriksson wins the header. Corpola down smartly to deny harder.
Again, well worked, well thought out. Eriksson squares it back in. Janelle Harder knows she should have done better with that, would have done better with that, but had bodies around her. She didn't quite make that connection with it.
Bartrip up for Neville. Kerr on for Fleming. Harder in support. Continue to follow the race for the Women's Super League title next week. BBC One on Sunday, 2:05, Arsenal against Aston Villa. It's Tang. Loose touch. Claimed by Milicevic. Chelsea have looked far more solid, I'd say, in this second half. Changes that Emma Hayes made at the break made a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Went a little bit more conservative, 4 at the back, 4-4-1. When defending, Sam Kerr up there on her own. And then when in possession and attacking, the likes of Janelle Harder allowed to have more of a fluid role, knowing that Erin Cuthbert will tuck in and compact that midfield. They're just such a well-oiled machine, Chelsea. It's great to see if you're a Chelsea fan.
Given away, Fleming towards Kerr. Good defending from Spurs after they'd lost it in a dangerous area. Good touch away from Tang to find Ashley Neville. Bartrip. It's Cho. On to Naz. Out of play. Couldn't quite get it under her possession.
And this is why Chelsea are a well-oiled machine, the game management, you know, all these little things. They're not just that they're tired, time wasting, letting the clock run down. They know how to win games, and they've shown today that they can win in different ways. Hard, gritty performances.
Chelsea doing a good job of keeping Spurs at arm's length at the moment. Lovely touch from Neville. Turn away. Eriksson down the line. Collision there. Cuthbert and Neville.
She'll have individual recovery strategy after today's game, Erin Cuthbert. She puts her body on the line time and time again.
Here is Fleming. Chelsea have it where they need it.
These are the types of games that Chelsea, should they go on to get the win here, hard fought, but they can look back on. We're glad to have it done and dusted. not been their best performance, not the sublime Rolls Royce of the second half against Arsenal, where everything clicked into place, but they've dug deep today, Chelsea.
There is Zadorsky. Harrop offering support. Suominen. Spurs throw. And Rachel Brown for this. Time to give a short Barclays player of the match.
Well, for all the jobs that Erin Cuthbert has to do, she has defensively today been absolutely outstanding. I can recall 3 point-blank blocks, shots on target, shots on goal that she stopped. The determination, her character has really catapulted Chelsea to a wonderful defensive display.
The late sub for Spurs, Angela Addison coming on for Jessica Naz for the final couple of minutes. Joint top scorer in all competitions, Addison. 6, just 1 in the WSL. I think with Chelsea's mentality, despite being down to 10 for the whole of this half and the final 10 minutes of the first one, be very surprised if they don't see this one out.
It's looking that way, isn't it? Every avenue that Tottenham tried to go down, there's a Chelsea player there.
Spurs keep on probing. It's good play. Dangerous crossing. No one there to tuck it away.
Just a little bit overhit, wasn't it? Harris Harrop couldn't get a body angle, a run to get an angle on it, to get contact with that ball. Very professional performance, executed by the players, set up by those tactical changes at half-time from Emma Hayes. But big player mentions to Suominen. I think has had one of the best games I've seen her in a Spurs shirt. And certainly Cho as well has been a real orchestrator, a real positive attacking option for Spurs. The Spurs team have left everything out there. Rachel Williams has worked tirelessly in that forward role.
Courtler assessing her options. Short to Schneiderbeck. Spurs continue to make great strides, but we still see quite the gap between the traditional 3 WSL and the rest, but it is certainly closing, getting more. Results are a lot closer.
What is this? Is this Spurs only their 4th year in the WSL? So, I mean, such infancy. Only the 4th year they've been a fully professional team, so to see what they've done, as I mentioned earlier, the predecessors, manager Karen Hills, brought them up. Now they've established themselves, made themselves difficult to beat. They've brought in Rianne Skinner and her backroom staff, and they've really built on that.
Eriksson wanted the goalkeeper to come, and the call wasn't heeded, out for a corner kick. And I think we are going to see goalkeeper coming up for this one for Spurs. Getting the confirmation from the manager. Well, just waiting on the halfway line.
Yeah, she was encouraging Schneiderbeck to head up there, just gamble everyone in. A tricky last couple of minutes for Chelsea.
It's got to be good. Quality has to be there. Drilled in towards Schneiderbeck. Got a touch, but wide.
Again, it was Erin Cuthbert to make that critical challenge to ensure that Schneiderbeck couldn't use the pace of that corner because it was drilled in at the near post. But just did her defensive role superbly well there.
Still a few more minutes remaining. Portler off her line quickly and smartly. Through ball towards Harder, that's kept in well by Harrop. Addison away from Carter, knew exactly what she was doing there.
Running Six Nations stuff back, Jess Carter. She was never going to let Angela Addison down that line. Ball and player must not pass. Ball had gone, player did not. Have a foul, as in required foul from Jess Carter. It just shows Spurs are not out with this yet.
Yellow card for Jess Carter as well. Another set-piece situation. Find one of her Spurs teammates. It's high, it's looping. Goal kick.
There's a great area, that second 6-yard box, the gap between the penalty spot and the 6-yard line. Was going to hold up a little bit with the wind. It was a Chelsea head, managed to tower up. Remember 3 or 4 years ago we questioned the mentality of Chelsea, and in situations similar to this, can they see a game out? More than anything, yes, they've accrued a couple more world-class players, but that winning mentality is the biggest thing for me that has shifted for Chelsea.
Less than a minute of stoppage time to go. Perhaps one more chance for Spurs, but they have to get the ball up the field for that. Chelsea on course, their third consecutive WSL title. Ingle, it's intercepted and Fleming goes for goal. Oh! How about that? An incredible strike from Jessie Fleming to wrap up the win for Chelsea. Spectacular.
Not a hope for Corpola there. What a bit of quality from Jessie Fleming. Picks up the ball, has a little bit of space, just lashes across it. You see it here, see the space it's opened up, some tired Spurs legs. Oh, what a beautiful finish. Up and down, the drive and the whip on that. Just absolutely launches it. Canada's Player of the Year. Scores an absolutely spectacular goal to seal the victory for Chelsea.
All over. Chelsea, do they have the mentality? You bet they do. In the face of adversity, they grind out a crucial victory in their quest for a third consecutive WSL title. Goalkeeper sent off in the first half. They were a goal down, a player down, and they've managed to win it. After some top quality goals and some composed play, Sam Kerr and Jessie Fleming with the second half goals to rubber stamp a huge win. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Chelsea 3 at full time.
Well, what a London derby this one has been. Look at those full-time scenes from Chelsea. Not the same story, of course, for Tottenham Hotspur. Despondent Rhian Skinner there. That was very, very painful to concede that one at the last minute. But in the end, even the red card didn't make the difference. Chelsea come out on top. 3-1 was the scoreline in the end. But more importantly, Farrah Williams, a 4-point gap at the top of the table. All the pressure is now on Arsenal. Chelsea are well in the driving seat with 3 games to go for this WSL title.
Yeah, they are. Look, what Chelsea showed in this second half today is why they're current champions and why they're in the driving seat and, you know, top of the league. They showed great character, down to 10 players, a really tough team against Tottenham Hotspurs. You know, they put pressure on this Chelsea team, but they found a way to win. They won ugly today. They were fantastic. Erin Cuthbert, for me in particular, she covered every blade of grass on this pitch for this Chelsea team. She wasn't going to lose this game today. And look, credit to Emma with their substitutions. I think Chelsea were fantastic.
Well, this is the thing, Willie Kirk, because as Farrah said, they found a way to win. They were a player down. They lost a huge player in Ann-Katrin Berger, and they had to work hard against the Spurs side.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it off air. You know, some of the work rate from the Chelsea players, we mentioned there in Cuthbert, Sam Kerr doing real hard graft in terms of defensive duties, and that's why they're champions, because they don't just accept that they won last year. They want to win it every year. They work so hard to make sure that happens, and at times, you know, you really struggle to see that Tottenham had a player extra.
They have been excellent, haven't they? Kelly, let's take a look at the goals then. Sam Kerr popped up exactly when they needed her.
Yeah, definitely, and she's a world-class player, and obviously she's so good in the air for being not the tallest player, but she's so good at playing on the back shoulders. You know, her timing is to perfection here. It's such a great delivery in from Anderson, who was probably her first touch on the pitch when she come on, and she was just a thorn in Spurs' side all afternoon. And what a finish there by Jessie Fleming. Comes on. And, you know, what's that, 35, 40 yards out, she just seals the game for Chelsea. And at the end of the day, you look at a 3-1 scoreline. It wasn't a 3-1 scoreline. Chelsea had to really work for this gritty performance, had to dig deep, and this is what champions are made of when you see performances like this today.
Yeah, and champions are not made overnight. It's been a long time in the making with this Chelsea side, what Emma Hayes has been able to build, and we always talk about that. And I'm not going to ask Kelly, because I know this is going to be painful for her, but looking at Arsenal now, Willie, the pressure is on them now tonight. They're away at your former club at Everton. Yeah,
huge amount of pressure. And, you know, they started the season, they were absolutely flying. They could end up the season with absolutely nothing. And that puts a lot of pressure on them tonight. You know, they're out the semi-final of the FA Cup. They look as if they could get pipped for the league. And that'll be really disappointing for the club, because they probably expected to get some sort of silverware this year.
I feel like that's the difference, though, with this Chelsea team and the current Arsenal team. Chelsea find a way to win. They can win ugly, they can win pretty, they play attractive football. Arsenal only have one way of winning, and that's attractive, and that's what we're used to seeing with this Arsenal team. I think if they get that gritty side about them, they might be able to start competing with this Chelsea team.
It looks as though it's the 2 London clubs for the title and the 2 Manchester clubs now for the 3rd Champions League spot, because for Tottenham, just a word on them, it was a difficult one for them, wasn't it, Willie?
Yeah, it was a tough one. Listen, I think, you know, we gave Tottenham quite a lot of praise in the first half performance. It was a fantastic first half performance. However, I also felt it was a really disappointing second half performance. They never made the extra player count. They never really changed from the system they set up in, and I thought Tottenham could have imposed themselves on the game a little bit more in the second half.
Okay, well, it does look like that sort of Champions League spot. They would have been a surprise package if they won it, but it looks a little bit out of reach for them. As for Chelsea, though, that machine still chugs on, doesn't it? They are in the driving seat for that WSL title. Arsenal are up later. Of course, we'll see how that one goes. Plenty still to come in this WSL title race. You cannot take your eyes off it. Thank you very much, Farrah, Willie and Kelly, for your company, and for you at home as well. Bye-bye.
Into a goal. Berger's come out and she's taken out Williams. It's going to be a red card. And Musovic is forced into a save and over the bar. Good cross in towards Kerr. And Chelsea lead.